Hey friends, and we're back with another one, and in this video we are going to be building a whimsical fart. So as you can see, we are already all over the place in this video, and we will continue to be all over the place in this video, but I am going to rest assure you that by the end of this video, you, my friends, are going to know how to hang a whimsical fart. To start off though, we need to alter this mushroom bead. So if you can see, I am hanging a pink mushroom, but the bead I have is red. We do not like red and pink together. That is not any what sort of color combination that we're going for. Therefore, we are going to alter this bead and make it magically matching of the art that I have created. And with that, we are going to need a set of gloves, some nail powder, some nail shellac, and some sandpaper. You're going to take that little mushroom bead outside and you're going to sand off that coat of shiny glossy shit. Basically, like when you go to a nail salon, they turn around and they buff off or they dehydrate the top coating of the nail. We are going to do that to this bead because if we leave the bead all shiny and in its natural form, then when you go and put the shellac over the bead, it is going to peel right off. We do not want that to peel right off. Therefore, the scuffing and sanding of that bead is what will allow that shellac to adhere to the bead and make it stick. So after you do the sanding, you're going to wash your bead off. You're going to dry it properly. You're going to paint over a coat of that nail shellac, and then you're going to cure it with the UV light, which that I forget to show you in the beginning, but later on in this video, you'll see that UV light. Then you're going to go over it with the powder. You are going to continue doing that until you have the opacity of color on the bead that you're wanting. If you want a translucent bead to just barely have a hint of color, then you'll apply less powder. If you want very, very opaque bead with no red showing and just a pink bead, you are going to add a lot of powder, a lot of shellac, a lot of the rinse, wash, and repeat process, which is what you'll see me do in this video during the bead altering. Right after we bead alter, we're going to show you the part where GingerDreads forgets how to fucking record. During the process of this, I had zoomed in on that magnifying glass that I need to see the bead, and the whole fucking process of the pink braiding of that whimsical ornament was done through the magnifying glass. Therefore, all of that section had to be deleted. I'm growing up, friends. Trust me, the process is a growing process and we are learning together. As you can see, we're in the learning process of that video, and this is the part where everything and then some is done through that magnifying glass. So we are going to just hurry up and fast forward through this part. You're going to see a little clip of the pink one finished, and you're going to also see how much I absolutely fucking hate it. The beads are all flippity floppity and they just look like a big mess of nonsense, but we redo that one. And you can see the little clip right here of me showing you how much I hate this one. And now we'll jump into the part of hanging our driftwood. So if you notice me unraveling of the hemp, that is a thicker gauge hemp. I will be showing that hemp as a pop-up in this video to show you exactly which one I'm using. Later on in the video, I will also be showing the hemp for the thinner gauge that I use for the beads, and I'll also be showing a pop-up for the acrylic cord that I use for the beads. So if you can see right now, I am hanging the hemp through the actual driftwood, and the part that I don't show you is before I even painted this thing, I have already done a practice hang of it, because before you can even put art on a piece of wood, you're going to kind of want to see what the perception of it is going to be hanging. So I will always, before even laying 1 ounce of paint onto any piece of wood, hang that in front of me to see if I like how it's going to look. I will have already drilled the holes. I will have already done the whole shenanigans. I just unfortunately don't show that to you guys in this clip, as I don't even show you how to paint the driftwood in this video, if I'm going to be honest. But again, in starting more videos, I will add parts that I'm leaving out in the next video. With that, you can see that we are doing the pink one now. I don't show you start to finish on us doing the pink one, but I do know the yellow one and the blue one is done all the way through later on in the video. The pop-up that you just seen a minute ago is the acrylic nylon that I use to hold the tiny little bead that we are going to braid the hemp around. You'll see me adding that on this very next clip of us when we're actually hanging the yellow one or the blue one. I don't remember which one we're doing next because I've already explained to you how I do this process. Okay, so what we'll be doing next is going to gather up the hemp. I should have by now cut and separated it, and then I'm going to fold it in half. So when I mean cut and separate it, I meant like measure it. I'm going to cut and measure how much I need for this particular piece. Always add more. You can always cut off extra. You cannot add extra, if that makes sense. So always be sure to go with extra hemp and then cut off the excess that you don't need at the end. Better safe than sorry, my friends. But anyhow, you're going to fold your hemp in half and you are going to run it through the face of the art. So when you have your art looking at you, that's the face of it. And then the back of it is obviously the back of it. When I fold my hemp in half, I always run it through the face of the art. For me, that is the best way to do it. It gives it a cleaner look. It is my preference. To you, do it your way, but for me, I fold it in half and I run it through the face of the art. And now we will get to have a little time with Peter. Everybody, I like to allow you guys to meet Pete. He's another one of the supervisors in GingerDreads. Great, Mom fucked up another one. Yeah, you heard that correct. As I'm sitting there trying to fix the yellow one, I had thought I was all cool and had the pink and blue one done and it was hanging, and I was just going to finish up the yellow one and hang it in the middle and it would be a perfect little set, right? No, it wouldn't. So what ended up happening was I looked over and seen that the blue and the pink one were cousins, not twins, my friends. And when you're doing a whimsical fart, you want twins, not cousins. Eyebrows can be cousins. Whimsical farts must be twins. And with that, we start another one. You're going to see a little clip of me doing the braiding process. I zoom in a bit, I believe, and give you a close-up of this part for braiding purposes. And then maybe I don't. Maybe I allow you to spend some more time with Pete, because he is making sure that all work is being done properly. And yes, he clearly is showing that he's in charge. And that is the annoying part of arting in a tiny little trailer with a bunch of fur babies. Okay, so let's jump right in here. So I'm going to give you a little close-up of me doing the braiding process of the yellow one, and then we're going to jump into the blue one. When we get into the blue one, I am just going to start from start to finish and walk you through that process, because I know for a fact that the blue one, I do have it recorded start to finish. There will be some of the braiding that I speed up. There will be some of the parts that are repetitive that I cut out, but I'm only doing that just to keep your guys' interest. However, when we get to that blue one, I will, like I said, I will go over every aspect of that part, start to finish. So as we're finishing up this yellow one, I noticed from rewatching the video later last night that I don't show you guys on the mushroom part of the blue one. So that's the part that we're jumping into right now. I have just got done braiding off this ornament to the length of my desired liking. Cutting it off, now I'm going to tie the end, which is the part that you just seen me fast forward through real fast, and I'm going to add the mushroom. Once I add the mushroom, I will then take and hang it up against the original piece to see the length that I'm going to want it, because when I hang these, I don't want them hanging so close to each other that when they have barely any movement, they start banging around and knocking into each other. So I'm going to hold it in front of me to see. And then there's a dead space that I allow to be within the mushroom and the final bead that's going to actually touch the driftwood, which is that part I should be doing about right now. After I finish with that dead space and tying off that bead, I believe we jump right into the blue one. And so with that, I have taken my hemp and I have folded it in half after measuring the desired amount that I need. I'm folding it in half. I am taking it and running it through the front face of the art. The next part you'll see is me gathering my acrylic cord. I will have took and measured the amount that I need of that. I will have now loosened the piece that is locked around the ornament so that I can tie the acrylic cord to that piece. Then I will pull taut all of the little tails that are hanging from the ornament, cut them off and have them at a level even start, and then we start running the beads. The first bead that we will run down, I end up adding that little extra piece of tail through so that when I tie a knot on it, that knot secures that piece of nylon into an extra hold. It's just peace of mind for myself, and for those of you that enjoy that extra security blanket, there you go. You'll see I cut that piece off. I'm going to gather another bead. These are just original knots. There's nothing fancy about this knot. So we will add the other bead to this, tie another knot, and then I'm going to lay this piece out and I'm going to separate the three tails. Upon separating the three tails, I will tape down the acrylic nylon. By taping down the acrylic nylon, it's going to pull that metal cord tight. Needing that piece to be tight is very important because when you're doing the braiding or the locking of the hemp around the bead, that piece staying tight is, again, extremely important to allot your hemp to tightly secure that bead. If there is play in that clear nylon, then there will not be a tight lock around your bead. So make sure that you are continuously keeping that bead pulled tight. And if you'll notice, see how I push the piece away from me as I'm tightening the hemp? Do that, because when you're working with the acrylic nylon or acrylic cord that I'm using, there is like a rubber band play to it. And that rubber band play will allow for your piece to be flimsy, floppity, and it won't lock in place. You're going to see me do the braiding around these beads. I'll add a bead. If you notice right now, I'm speeding through this process because this is one of the rinse, wash, and repeats. I've just added a bead right now so that you can see I'm going to run the bead on, and then we are going to start the crisscross pattern of the hemp. Once we do the crisscross pattern a few times, we will end up tying off the very top of this. This will be the end of it. I don't show the mushroom part of this one as I did show it in the yellow one. And then, okay, right here I move the tissue, and this kind of allots you to see a better explanation of the tying. So if you notice the rope I start with, or the hemp that I start with, I'm going to run it underneath the piece I have taped. The part that I will be what I call locking it, it's going to run over the piece that I have taped and under the piece that went under the taped piece, if that makes sense. My goodness, the explanation parts are lovely. But anyways, so yes, I do that, and then I will do that process repetitively until I have the desired length of braiding that I want. Now you'll see that I am just examining it. I'm getting ready to add that final bead to the dead space because I had already hung it up against the piece in front of me to see how I want, or to see the amount that I want hanging. And then you're going to see I will take that piece, put it up next to it. I start hanging it, I believe, on camera for you guys. Yes, so if you notice, I hang them in front of my desk on the little window part. That is so I can constantly have perception of it while I'm working or building on the other one. So we are tying them off. I have all the other ones already done and hanging. I didn't show that part, unfortunately, in the video, but I'm showing you this part of it. I'm securing the top bead to it. Those are the final part of the process, where after I cut the hemp off the top, that is then going to be a finished piece. So with that, my friends, I hope I explained this video the best of my ability, and I hope it made sense for you guys. I hope it was understanding. I know I was all over the place. I am getting better. The videos are getting better, I hope. With that, I'm going to sign off of this video because I know we're at the end. I thank you guys for tuning in. I thank you guys for stopping by. I thank you guys for your patience. Enjoy this last piece of repeat. Enjoy the final product of the whimsical fart that I show. I will be uploading another video here shortly. It's going to be a little out of season, but we don't care because videos are videos and art is art. So with that, my friends, stay kind to yourselves, stay kind to each other, keep your paint brushed to the canvas. And with that, my friends, until next time.